Yo, what's good? This your boy Derek Branch here, SportsView360.com, covering the New Orleans Saints. And today I just want to talk about the recent, the latest intel, latest rumors concerning the New Orleans Saints as they prepare for the NFL draft, the 2025 NFL draft. We're only, really, one day away from the big day. The big day of finding out which direction the Saints are going to go in this new era. This is the first NFL draft of the Kellen Moore era in New Orleans and the rest of his coaching staff. So there's been a lot of rumors in the last 24 hours. To be honest, there's been a lot of rumors on what the Saints are going to do since my last video was posted on this platform. And there's been rumors out there ranging from the Saints really liking Jalen Milroe to one rumor out there that talks about the Saints moving up to get Travis Hunter. Because I know the latest report from the other teams is that's picking in the top 5 is that the Giants and the Browns are looking to trade down. So they're taking any potential calls right now. But we'll see how that all play out. Also, a report from Adam Schefter states that the Saints are trying to trade up in the second round to potentially land a quarterback. So we'll see how that play out. But one thing for sure, just based on how the optics are playing out right now, I don't think the Saints are going to pursue Colorado Buffalo's quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, in the first round. At least in the first round. And I think Shedeur Sanders will be a first round pick. I just don't think it's going to be with the New Orleans Saints. I think right now, the way it's going to play out right now, I think he's going to end up in Pittsburgh and become a Pittsburgh Steeler working with Mike Tomlin. That's just my guess right now. But one piece of intel that I think the Saints are going to go in this direction is that they're going to address the trenches on either the offensive or defensive side of the football, on the offensive and defensive line. And a few names that have been put out in regards to who they will take at that ninth spot has been Texas offensive lineman Kelvin Banks and Georgia edge rusher Mikael Williams. So I think they're going to go in that direction. I think they're going to address the trenches. Kellen Moore in his opening presser, when he introduced him as to become the new Saints head coach, one of the things he stressed in that presser was the importance of building up the lines, either on the offensive or defensive side. And those areas are two areas that you cannot ignore. You cannot turn your nose up on if the Saints go in that direction. Because, and if we're being honest, there's a lot of areas where you can't really turn your nose up if the Saints go at pick 9. Because they can use another corner. They can use a corner. They really do. Defensive line, we saw how bad it was last year, where they were like they were placing the bottom of the league against the run, stopping the run. Wide receiver needs some help there. Quarterback, of course, now with the Derek Carr injury. But I think you get in none of those positions, those areas, until at least the third round, the second round. Because after that, man, I just think the value of where you pick at in regards to those positions goes down. The Saints need somebody that can come in and contribute right away at pick 9. An immediate impact player. Especially if they're still trying to, they still have aspirations of competing for the NFC South. They really do. And I would not be upset if you had a guy like a Mikael Williams on the defensive line or Kelvin Banks. And I know a lot of fans out there are going to be disappointed if they do add another offense. They do draft another offensive tackle because they have drafted multiple offensive linemen in the first round in the past few years, past several years. You know, last year was Talisi Fawanga. Years prior, it was Trevor Penny. You know, a while back, Cesar Ruiz. You know, and so far, they have gotten inadequate results. You know, there's only like one. I would say there's like right now. There's like 2 Pro Bowlers on that line. 2. Eric McCoy, the center, and Talisa Fawanga. You know, but you gotta continue to add. You gotta continue to find. You gotta continue to seek to find that blue chip prospect. That prospect that can, you know, anchor down your offensive line for the next 10 to 15 years, you know. And if they believe Kelvin Banks can fit that mold, then go for it. But you got to eventually find the right guy, you know, because after that, man, you got to start looking for a quarterback. You know, quarterback needs good offensive lineman. Quarterback needs good protection. You know, so I think if I had to take a guess right now, and this is where I'm leaning in my latest mock draft article, my last one for the Saints, is that they address the offensive line. The offensive or defensive line. I'm leaning offensive line. You know? So that's where I think they're going to go. You know, I think they'll address quarterback in the second round. Now, I've seen some mocks out there on different sites, different platforms that think the Saints are going to trade that pick 40 in the second round and get back into the first round. They have an extra first round pick and take Jackson Dart. I think that would be a good idea, you know, but we'll see how it all play out, you know, because to be honest with you, I'm ready for this to be over with, you know what I'm saying? You know, and get ready for the next phase of the Saints 2025 off season, you know, which is now you know, start the preparation for the actual regular season, you know. But I think that's where I think the Saints are gonna go, man. Offensive or defensive line with that first pick, the 2025 NFL draft. I don't think they're gonna try to move up to get Travis Hunter. I don't think they're going to try to get Mason Graham. Only if he falls, I think that's a possibility. I don't think they take Ted McMillan in the first round. I do believe that's a chance. I believe that's a chance that they take Tyler Warren in the first round if he falls to 9. That's a possibility. But I think the key concentration is going to be on the offensive and defensive line. So that's that. All right, so that's y'all for right now, man. Give that like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. Check out sportsview360.com/Saint NFL/Saints. Latest content on the All Saints organization. Links in the description. Have a blessed day. I'm out.